Hello and welcome to Kaidos Plays. I'm John.
And I'm Brian Kyle McCord.
And if you want to see any of Kyle's other videos, I have a link in the description below. But today he is here to help me with introducing a new series called Movie Sync. It's simplistic. I wanted to make it very minimalistic and hopefully somewhat self-explanatory. But since this is the first movie sync, I will explain it a little bit. So the way this is going to work is that I will have a guest or a few guests, it just depends, and we'll watch a movie together. And while we watch it, we will provide live commentary. What I mean by live commentary is that we are not going to really go off of a script. We're just going to say whatever comes to our mind. So stuff like, hey, I like this scene, or I don't like this scene because of a certain thing, or it could be jokes, it could be pointing out movie mistakes, something I really like a lot. Like that thing on the shelf in the background has changed positions 4 times in this scene. Things like that. We'll also probably tell you anything like movie trivia, behind the scenes kind of stuff that we might know. The other thing about the movie selection is that sometimes we will watch a movie that I haven't seen and the guest has, or the other way around, or neither of us have seen it, or maybe both of us have seen it. But today we are watching Back to the Future, a lovely 1985 movie, and wow, it's PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably should be a little more PG-13-ish.
It would be rated R now.
Well, they get away with a lot of stuff in PG-13 world though today.
Yeah, and they got a lot of stuff. They got away with a lot of stuff in PG land of 1985.
So we're in a bit of a situation in which we cannot show you the movie. We're going to watch the movie for sure and record commentary on it, but you will not be able to see it unless you have the movie yourself.
You'll have to sync us talking with your movie.
Exactly. And I'll provide the instructions you need in order to do that. But you will need a copy of the movie. And the running time for this movie is 1 hour and 56 minutes, roughly. Maybe like a few seconds. That doesn't matter. But if there happens to be an alternate cut, that probably won't work. Especially if you've recorded this from TV and has commercials.
Who does that?
Yeah, that's up to you to try to deal with.
Is someone watching this with their TiVo?
Yeah. Yeah, that Dove commercial, it just messed it up. So don't try that.
We could do commentary for the Dove commercial if you want.
We could try. But anyway, we're gonna sit here and talk about random stuff, and hopefully we're not gonna try to get all up in the dialogue. We'll let some of that shine through, but maybe we're gonna point out some things, pull apart some plot twists or plot holes, whatever. I don't know what they're called, but all right. Before we jump in with the instructions and the commentary, by the way, this part right here is edited. I decided that I wanted to say some more things that I had left out during the original introduction while Kyle was around. So you may be thinking, why is this on YouTube? Especially if you can't play the video. Number one, YouTube is free hosting for videos. A lot of people listen to music without the videos. Well, what about a podcast? Now, the problem with a podcast is that typically you would have your own website and your own hosting, something that costs money. But I am looking into other solutions, such as SoundCloud. So we'll see what happens there. If you are listening to this on a podcast, well, then I have a podcast. No more complaints. However, the reason I haven't been looking into it at the time of this recording that heavily for podcasting is because in the future, I was not against watching a public domain movie, in which case I can play on YouTube. I would be able to sync that video up for you, and you wouldn't have to worry about it. And we'll see how that goes. So that ends this edit. So here is your instructions for syncing the commentary to the movie. Go ahead and put in your copy of the movie, get it set up, but don't hit play yet. In a moment, I will be counting to 3 and then saying the word pause. So I'll say 1, 2, 3, pause. At that point, go ahead and play the movie. You will see the title crawl with the globe, the moving globe intro that says Universal, and then underneath that an MCA Company. As soon as that fades to black, you will unpause this audio track. So remember, 1, 2, 3, pause. As soon as pause is said, go ahead and pause. And then as soon as the Universal and MCA Company title crawl fades to black, unpause. Ready? Well, I don't care. We're going to do it anyway. 1, 2, 3, pause.
Wow, guys.
Yeah, that took forever.
Ugh.
I can't believe you guys would take that long to unpause this audio track. Leave us sitting here forever.
Like 3 hours at least.
Man.
This is my favorite film.
It is.
That's true. It's my favorite film.
It's not quite my favorite film, but it's in the realm of I will never get tired of it if it comes on.
I just really like time travel.
Yeah.
Clocks. So many clocks.
That one looks like a picture.
Yeah, it does.
And then starring a weird dude that never starred in the other films.
Why does he have why does he have so many clocks? What possible
maybe
purpose?
all those clocks is what burned down that mansion.
All the electricity from the AA battery powered clocks.
So I want you to take note of. I don't know. I can't remember this now. Did you see the camera there?
Yeah. The what is it, like an RCA?
Yeah.
The camera they use in the movie.
I feel like later on, I think Doc asks him to bring the camera.
Yeah, he does. He says, "Go to my house and get the camera."
Oh, okay.
Before you come to the mall.
Okay. Never mind. I thought Doc would have already had it. If it's in his place.
Yeah, that would be a continuity error.
That is a fast timer.
Never saw that before. That toast is burnt, though. Try Calcan dog food. Now at Walmart.
This is the belly area.
Chunky beef dinner. Was the name
food
of that
enters
flavor.
the mouth and comes out the rear.
This is how your dog
and then
digests food.
You pet the dog on the top of his back here.
The top of its back.
It's pointing at it. At least it made
He
it.
He wasted so much dog food while he was gone.
I mean, I think in 1985, dog food was probably made from already expired stuff anyway.
That's a fun thought. Dogs aren't people, so treat them like crap. Who cares? That would be a fun edit. Just cut a mushroom cloud in. Read all the switches super quick. Simpson. Primary driver. Overdrive.
That's a good thing to use in your car.
You think if he plays the music too loud, he could blow up that plutonium?
That too. I don't know how plutonium works. I haven't really researched that.
All of my knowledge of plutonium is from episodes of The Simpsons.
And this movie.
Which is only in the film for about like 5 minutes on screen.
And then it's quickly replaced in the second one by Trash.
Yeah, because that's a way easier
Mr.
way
Fusion.
to do it.
But eventually we will watch the second and third one. So. Broken head.
Neck shattered. What is all that stuff?
His tax returns from previous years. He never got around to turning in.
All of his childhood photos with all the burns on them from the mansion fire.
Radical.
Tubular dude. Oh, the police chief is calling. Hi, Powerpuff Girls.
So how does how old is Doc Brown?
Old.
Dr. Emmett Brown. I mean, he's old, so at what point is it okay, I guess? I don't know if it is okay to befriend a teenager and get him caught up in time travel.
Well, in the 80s, you can do whatever you want.
I guess that's true.
They let little kids walk. I mean, they do that too. They just let little kids walk through the roads, but yeah. I mean, in the 80s.
2 minutes slow.
But I think Doc's about 70.
No, 15 minutes slow, not 2 minutes slow.
Shouted into the phone and then hang up immediately. I'm late for school.
Goodbye.
He didn't even say bye. Nobody on movies.
I'll talk to you later.
Nobody in movies ever says bye on the phone. It's like a weird thing. They just all just hang up. At Burger King logo, though.
I bet we'll be hearing this song a few times.
I thought it was only in this scene.
No.
And like in the credits.
No, we're going to hear
Hey, yoga girls.
We're going to hear another rendition in a second.
Well, yeah, but that's like...
Hey, get off my Jeep.
It's like part of the same scene, though. The way they lay out the music. Hey, man.
And now I want a Mountain Dew hat.
I think that graffiti said Dangerous Bob.
I saw that. I was going to say that.
Dangerous Bob. How you going, Robert? Dangerously.
$25 minutes.
What an old weirdo.
Dr. Emmett McFly.
Maybe
they were related? I didn't know that.
Maybe it's less weird. Maybe Strickland is like a good principal, actually. He's the only person in this whole universe that's like, hey, don't hang out with a crazy old guy.
Yeah. He has it together.
Even his girlfriend, who's his age, is like, yeah, you hang out with an old man all the time. That's fine. Look at that neck. Yeah, that's true.
Huey Lewis.
Where is the news?
I like how they... that's the news behind Michael J. Fox.
Is it?
No. I don't
that would be really weird.
I don't think it is.
Wouldn't they be like 40? Synth.
They're butchering my song.
He doesn't even let him sing before he's like, no.
You can't understand me. Oh, we can turn it down.
He shouldn't have used that giant
I mean,
amp.
it's an amplifier. We just turned the knob from 10 to 9. Just back it
Maybe like
off a little
7.
bit.
It wasn't really that loud, though. There's Statler Toyota. That license plate is a vanity license plate.
For Mary.
Yeah, what? It must have been what was I trying to say? Like a
Yeah, that's not what you should do in front of a girlfriend.
PG. This is rated PG.
Yeah. Remember,
Cupid's Adult Store, rated PG.
when you're 12, you never notice that. He's just kind of a nerd.
Man, he just keeps looking at things other than his girlfriend.
Yeah. Get up here with me.
Stand on this bench like a total social pariah.
Oh, they're going to get a ticket. That meter's expired. They're right next to it.
They've been on the bench too long. What is that pen? Is that a Pepsi pen?
No. It looks upside down, though.
Pushy old lady! Pushy old lady! Marty's not even looking at the old lady. He's looking straight into that aerobic center again.
Here, leave us alone.
Go away. Is that a Statler Toyota
Was that her
pen?
only copy of that flyer? I wonder if he has to pine saw the side of that car.
It would be so nice if we had cell phones or something, but I don't know.
There's another one. Just mop him. I'm gonna go wash the car.
There's the adult
And then
theater.
And then I'll mop and wax it.
Did someone try that number?
Men wax. I don't know. Did 555 numbers exist?
No, I think they're only for movies.
This song sounds very familiar.
This is just silly what he's doing. A good way to get arrested.
Yeah.
Although I guess the cop would have to get out to stop you, and then you could just skateboard away really fast.
Yeah.
Is Dangerous Bob live here? Is that a military tow truck? Why are they? They're giving off military signals and stuff. Charlie Delta. Niner.
Dog apple butters. It's better than C. Did you say Z? No, C.
What is
F.
that?
No, I said S. You wrecked it.
He's got one of those retractable pen, like keychain things. Like he's a school janitor.
Was that before the chains on your wallet?
I think. I don't know when wallet chains became popular.
I mean, you just, instead of keys, you attach it to your wallet, put it in your back pocket.
You drop your wallet, it just zip lines.
So
back
he's
up
a
to you.
nerd, but then he's like a, it was cool before it was cool.
Yeah, just like nerds in general.
Was that a dance move?
No, they're doing the
It's
Three
the
Stooges
run it
stuff.
along tomorrow.
I'll just run it along tomorrow. Cocoa Krispies.
What you looking at, butthead? I can't believe I remember a lot of these lines.
He looks weirdly old. Like out of place old. Him too.
Yeah, we're supposed to overlook it.
Yeah, I know. They did a pretty good job. to be honest.
Yeah.
They're actually all really good actors, because I wouldn't do that good of a job trying to play a 40-year-old. Man, what is that boat art behind their sofa?
You need one giant bottle. All right, who wants peanut brittle O's?
I like how he's such a nerd. He's got like a number machine right there. Marty has one of those calculator watches.
Haha, TV on top of a TV. I mean, this house scene, basically this scene. Hold on. Yep. Uncle Joey in jail. Typical family with different assortment of glasses, TV on top of a broken TV.
A perfect picture
Typical
of the 80s.
family in the 80s.
Come here and kiss your mother with that dirty mouth.
I did like that joke. That was a wonderful joke.
I just thought it was funny always, because he says a swear and she says, "You watch your mouth," and then immediately says, "Come over here and kiss me." And I'm like, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, what a tramp.
Don't say it.
In fact, I did.
We don't want to give away spoiler
Yeah,
alerts.
no spoilers for this
We're
30-year-old
assuming
movie.
though that you've already seen this movie, and that's why you're listening to this commentary.
People love having movies ruined by commentary when they've never seen the movies.
The perfect way to spend a Friday afternoon.
What kind of calculations is he, like, just... Do you think he's still writing stories?
So I do want to pay attention to this one. I mean, she's really reminiscent and seemed happy. But then toward the end, she seems really indifferent. And like, kind of worried about her life now.
Oh, crap. Like, it just...
Typical man.
It's like the worst, most grinding
She
laughter.
just looks like she's gonna cry.
She probably did right after.
Hey, that's a new song. It's a different song.
Oh, it's not the... Yeah, they didn't play the Back to the Future soundtrack over the radio
Yeah.
before this movie came out. No, man. Nope, I was just sitting up at 12:30 at night.
Is this on a school night or is this
I think it's a weekend.
weekend? Okay.
Or...
Yeah. Just let me get a bowl of peanut brittle O's. New sandwich. New cereal. Peanut brittle O's.
I'm actually confused as to what time it is. Except I feel like they've said multiple times that it's a Friday. But also, he's supposed to go with Jennifer in the car that weekend, but she's also at her grandmother's house.
The car was wrecked, and that's what ruined it. So...
Oh, is he going to go get her at her grandmother's house then?
I guess he was, or...
And he was telling his parents he was going camping.
Maybe it was just tomorrow. It was tomorrow night. So this happens on a Friday night.
Already, I'm confused about the
Saturday
timeline.
morning, really. It's 1:16 a.m. in the morning.
Already confused about the timeline, and the time travel hasn't even started yet. The dog's like,
You
what
know
is that?
something's up when animals turn their head to the side in confusion.
That only happens in comedy movies. It never happens in real life. I don't understand the license plate, though, because he has all the time in the world. Literally.
DeLorean machine. What is it?
DeLorean motor cars.
Motor company, I think.
Yeah, motor. That's probably right.
I was thinking machine company, but
There's a lot of nerds in this movie that like math. A very spry 70, Doc.
there it is. There's their time.
Saturday?
Saturday. Yep.
Get in here and we're gonna fire you into a plutonium explosion, dog.
Took me 3 hours to set it that way.
I just sit there going, now.
Every minute. Oh, so close. I'm only like a millisecond off. Gotta wait for the next minute.
No, it's for another thing.
Totally unrelated. The car moving is just...
That's for the van. The car remote control is much smaller.
The car moving is just completely...
This is for my neat
superfluous.
RC helicopter. Man, that car makes a lot of sounds. Now come here, son, and stand directly in the path of this motor vehicle.
I like how...
It's gonna run us down.
Whoa. Okay, so...
Whoa.
I like how in a moment he's gonna be really excited that it really worked. It actually worked. You know, but he stood in front of the vehicle.
Do you know how many probably like dark YouTube theories there are about that?
Probably like, are you scared, Marty? Get over here. I'm about to commit suicide.
Murder homicide.
If this doesn't work, I don't want to be alive anymore.
We're about to get hit by a DeLorean at 90 miles an hour.
Stay here. I mean, he's honestly surprised. And he looks at the remote like, I did it.
You think Marty ever thought about that ever again? Like, Doc was willing to kill both of us if this didn't work to plan.
Yeah.
No, but I would have killed all three of us if it hadn't worked. Look, I'm writing down my phone number. I don't 555.
And then again, we're going to sit here and talk about it for a minute. Even though I should know, hey, we're in the path of when it comes back around.
Yeah. They almost got hit by the same car twice in 1 minute.
He's a scientist.
He's losing it. He's like 75 years old. Out of a DeLorean? Yep.
Well, why didn't you buy a Lamborghini?
Because his family fortune is gone.
Maybe Lamborghinis didn't exist in 1985.
I'm pretty sure they did. Most car brands that exist now existed in 1985. Okay, even if it didn't though, but like a Ferrari or another sports car. To be fair though, the DeLorean is a really good choice.
Yeah.
It's almost a character in its own right. Yeah, Marty, that's why it's covered in ice. It's so hot. It's hot ice, Marty.
Oh, wow. Lamborghini 1963.
Yeah.
Had to look it up. He's fine.
He's just running out of fear. Because he's totally fine.
And it makes you really hungry. He went inside for a treat.
I had a can of cow can in there for him.
You mean 7 cans of cow can?
They were all already bad before I bought them, so it doesn't matter. Dogs aren't people. It's basically like a big clock, you dummy. Yeah, because that's when he was born.
Totally.
What's that? Like a week before a clock tower blew up or something? I don't know.
How convenient.
Yeah, it's so convenient that everything that was important in Marty's past happened all in the span of 1 week. They
also call that concussions.
I then immediately went to sleep to dream about my inventions. They did a really good job with the makeup, but then when you really analyze it and like look at his neck, it's like, oof.
Ugh.
Oof. And then they built that darn J.C. Penney's.
Yeah, they basically took I don't know, some kind of lizard and cut off its skin and pasted it to his neck.
An A-bomb. Yeah, that's a loophole answer. It's electrical, but I need a nuclear
to generate electricity?
Just generate electricity.
Okay, guys, overlook it. Just overlook it. It's still a solid movie, I'll tell you this.
We all know that. That's why we're here.
Hey, it's 3rd level reactive. Radioactive, I mean.
It looks like this could blow any moment because of sound waves hit it or something. Wait, what in the world? Marty had to go back for the camera, but Doc went and got the plutonium out of his house?
I guess maybe he has another box at home.
They gave him 2 boxes. They're crazy. They gave him 2 boxes of plutonium.
Oh, you're going to be really careful putting it in, but you're going to kick the box and then shut it with your feet.
They're just going to blow up Hill Valley any minute now.
Oh, they're wearing the radioactive suits and everything.
Yeah, they'll be fine if they're in the eye of the detonation with those suits on.
The next morning, though, when people are shopping in J.C. Penney, somebody's going to go blind.
The new tell-all novel, I Lost My Sight at J.C. Penney.
Yeah. All right, plot point time.
N-A.
Oh. Hey, I see
Good thing they
coming.
gave you 2 boxes of it. That dog is more helpful than Beethoven in the Beethoven dog movies.
There were only 2 pretty good ones.
I stopped watching halfway through the first one. It's clearly a Libyan vehicle.
Isn't it obvious? VW buses?
Terrorists love those.
Don't look into the barrel.
It's the 80s. People do that all the time.
I'm unarmed. No, don't make yourself known.
Try VW buses. Libyan nationalists love them. Yeah, should have got a better gun.
Did he just call the gun an imbecile?
Probably.
So
they have the worst technology ever. They have a car that stalls and a gun that doesn't fire.
Yeah. So the thing to pay attention to is the speedometer. Not the speedometer. The thing to pay attention to is
odometer.
The odometer. Let's see here. I do remember this mistake. You're supposed to pay attention to the speedometer.
But John was too busy looking at the mileage on the vehicle the whole time.
Yeah. I do that all the time. How fast are you going? I'm going 125,000 miles
per hour.
3306. 3229 something.
32.9.
Obviously a different number. It doesn't matter.
The first two, I think, is all you need.
Xylophone.
This will go down as the worst drive-by in history. Like,
yeah.
They tried to shoot somebody, managed to kill one person, managed to jam their gun and stall their car, and then had to get a bazooka out.
Yep. Maybe that will also jam.
Oh no, my bazooka jammed.
We gotta talk to our gun supplier.
He gave them a gun full of shoddy pinball parts.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe
Doc was also the gun supplier.
Yeah, Doc also worked on their car.
I like to think that's true. He was so excited.
That's a good way to think about it. So, Doc retroactively saved Marty's life.
And then Marty saved his.
I do think this is funny. This whole alien idea.
That girl is way too old. She's like 20.
I like how in the past, like 1980s, if you wear pigtails, it just makes you look younger. Yeah. Or the idea behind it, but it doesn't.
Did they not have hazmat suits in the 50s?
That would not protect him.
Daddy, you know what I'd really like out here? A Sbarro pizza.
And a J.C. Penney. What is that, son? I don't know.
I think we looked it up before, but J.C. Penney's been around for like 150 years.
Oh, so they would have been here.
They've also not changed the logo in 150 years. Yeah, a dream.
Wow, it instantly lit up. Wow, it just went from 7 in the morning to 10:30.
Because he was like a mile away from his house. Dangerous Bob is just around the corner, waiting to graffiti that up.
I wonder if they knew at this point in this movie, hey, we're definitely going to use those flags at some point.
I really, really seriously doubt it. The production for the next movie was 4 years away. They didn't even know they were going to make a sequel yet.
You know, I would love to see scenes with the original actor for Marty McFly. This was a great choice.
Yeah.
But originally there was going to be another actor to play Marty McFly.
Well, you say originally he was Michael J. Fox was always the original choice.
He was, but he was going to be busy because he was in Family Ties.
He was busy. They just did it anyway.
Yeah, but so anyway, they did like a good portion of the movie with this other guy. Let me look his name up.
Eric Stoltz.
Never mind.
Schultz.
Eric Schultz, whatever. He was intense. Like
the whole time they couldn't get him out of the tents.
Yeah, not like that. Like he was hurting. He was hurting the bully in this movie. He was hurting Biff.
That would be dumb if he was like on set in a giant tent and they couldn't get him out. Oh. It'd be kind of nice if that's how gas stations were still. That's like the only thing from the 50s that would still be nice.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to get that bird poop wiped off my windshield every time I go to a gas station for me.
Yeah. You said it so sarcastically, but yeah.
No, I'm serious. That would be awesome.
I would really like that.
And my oil checked and tires inflated and
replace the windshield wipers and the engine.
All for 99 cents per gallon.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't say it this time.
He's like, I've never heard that before.
Wait.
That's the most unnerving thing
about
clock. This whole experience.
Clocks are a big part of his life. It didn't say that at that time, so maybe between the 50s and the 80s that became the, what was it, the social services building?
Oh.
In the 80s scenes, we noticed before that the clock tower is...
Yeah, it said social services.
In the 80s, but not now.
Yeah, what did it say now?
Nothing.
Oh, really?
Nothing was printed on the building like that. So it might have been Town Hall at one point.
I always assumed it was Town Hall, and yeah, I did see that was social services. Like in a recent watching of it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not Town Hall? Wow, that's crazy.
Urns. There was an urn pun. The least underwhelming thing ever.
I like this part. Oh, it comes up in a moment.
I guess he does go to the phone book first.
Scientist.
Klondike 5 numbers. Do you think his phone number is still a 555 number, or do they think Klondike was already bad enough that they didn't have to do that? Like, nobody went to this movie in the theaters and was like...
So, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
He woke up about... Hold on a sec. I'm going to... This part right here. Pepsi free. Was that like Diet Pepsi?
Yeah, I think so. He had a can of it in his bedroom.
So the man is gonna, hey kid, this quarter is from 1963. Are you trying to pull something on me?
Like anyone was gonna check a quarter for the date.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like that earlier scene, exactly. History repeats itself.
He's gonna do that move again where he brings it by in the morning. Oh, this time it's with finesse, a cereal.
Yes, yeah. Gotta eat that porridge.
At least it's not peanut brittle O's. That would be an amazing cereal.
That would be so disgusting.
I mean, that was a lot of peanut brittle he poured in that bowl. It was like making a bowl of cereal.
So much peanut brittle, he's still eating it in the past. That doesn't even make sense.
Do I have a booger in my nose?
I have a booger on the side of my face. I think next year they should have a Goldie Wilson spin-off film.
Will he go on his own adventures and time travel?
No, it'll just be about him in the 50s going to night school.
Just following his...
It's like a drama.
Yeah, a drama to... Basically his path to becoming mayor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Goldie Wilson, the mayoral story.
I see.
It's just like a biopic about Goldie Wilson. It's like at night he goes to school, and in the day he works in a diner. But he'll become mayor one day, based on the advice of a total stranger from the future.
So where he came out doesn't seem like it would have been connected to the city square at all.
I think he'd been running for a while.
Oh, okay. I just like to think
It's what we call
those things.
cutting
Yeah.
into a different scene.
I just like to think those things. It's
PG, guys.
PG. I mean, after all, that is a bra that doesn't plunge.
I mean, that is the longest underwear of all time, but yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
going to be
he was
PG-13.
He was going
No, oh no.
He was going way too fast. Like he would have been dead, I think.
Man, what did his head hit? I mean, that seemed like it was an actual hit, really hard. But it didn't seem like the material that his head hit was bouncy.
That's actually
Another
Michael
one.
J. Fox on the ground unconscious. Right there. He's not acting.
He's not faking it. Did you hear him say that though? He said another one of these kids. What do you mean another one?
He's the most irresponsible driver. He's constantly
many
hitting
kids
kids with his car.
How many kids are constantly jumping out in front of you?
3 a week. It's a plague.
And these scenes are always really funny too. This happens multiple times.
Every movie. Once a movie.
At least once a movie.
No, once a movie.
Oh, is it just once?
It's just once.
Okay.
Maybe twice in the third one. I think it's just once though. Mom like. Yep.
PG.
PG.
On my hope chest.
My hope chest.
I'm hoping for something that should never happen.
I'm hoping for the rating on this movie to change dramatically. I guess Calvin Klein wasn't a brand yet.
No.
I never fact checked that.
I'm going to look
one.
that up. That would be funny if it was.
No one ever questions his nicknames either. He's like, my name's Calvin, but I go by Marty. Because that makes sense. And he just falls out of the bed. Yeah, who else did you think was in the house, lady?
Oh, you know what? The original Calvin Klein, the designer was born in 1942, so he could have totally been in this time period as a man named Calvin Klein.
No, he would have been an 8-year-old named Calvin Klein.
No, well,
You're saying the man was 8 years old when this is happening.
1942. This is 1955.
Okay,
So
he would have been
he's
like
13.
Yeah, he wouldn't have designed a whole underwear brand at age 13.
But I'm saying the name is feasible in 1955.
Yeah, no, she totally accepted that was his name with no question. She wasn't like, that's a weird name. Even though she should have been, because his nickname's Marty.
Yeah. Kid from Wonder Years.
Calvin Marty Klein.
Wearing a raccoon hat. Put another TV on top of it instead.
Look at their house in the 50s. It's so much, I mean, it's not the same house, but it's so much nicer. The mom actually cares about what glasses and dishes are used, and they all match. How convenient.
Wait. Yeah, one is broken.
It's like a shelf for the other one. How preposterous. It's like, who has a television in the kitchen? Nobody. That guy doesn't take any nonsense. Nope.
She's not going to worry about it.
Sure, her phone number is 555-5555. Area code 555.
Make sure you dial 5 first.
#5.
Wait, wouldn't he have known this? He knows the town.
They changed the road names. He goes over it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Who's John F. Kennedy? His dad is so annoyed. He's like, I would just wish there was no family and there was just food and TV.
Yeah. Is this? It's
PG.
It's all basically stating that men are only there to watch TV
Pretty much.
at the dinner table. Well, I'm gonna get back to watching TV.
Did he say upbringing or inbreeding? Because his mom's really trying.
She doesn't know.
I know.
1640.
I guess it's good that she thinks her son is attractive, like most moms do. They're like, "Oh, you're so cute."
Yeah. If you haven't noticed, I'm gonna say random things like 1640 to make sure you're kind of synced up, just in case.
No, he was saying the time. It's 1640.
Yeah, it's
o'clock.
It's 4:40. 1600 hours 40 minutes.
I always wondered how they do the minutes. Is that how they do it?
You know, Christopher Lloyd was a really good choice.
Don't bother me. I'm wearing my Darth Vader helmet.
Do you know the other people that were possible choices they were thinking about for
Something
Dr. Brown?
stupid like Christopher Walken or something. I can't remember.
It seems I looked up a list one time. I just don't remember that list.
I'm really surprised he got time travel right, because this invention clearly never gonna work. In your 70s, you're going to befriend a teenager, and I am that teenager.
In the 70s? You mean the 80s?
In your 70s.
Oh.
Because that's how old I imagine he is.
I heard you wrong.
Yet I'm touching the Band-Aid of the time machine invention. The concussion it left
I
me.
haven't invented anything yet. So, Jeff Goldblum.
No. That would be so weird and surreal.
Ron Silver.
I don't even know who that is.
John Cleese.
I've seen him.
Gene Hackman.
What? Ronald Reagan. Harold Ramis.
Yeah, Harold Ramis from Ghostbusters.
I think that would have been okay.
I think that would have really worked.
But I think Christopher
But
Lloyd
he could not. He would not. I would not like it if he acted like Egon.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't work that way.
Christopher Lloyd's amazing anyway. I'm happy with how this film is.
Yeah.
And you got a concussion and fell asleep in the bathroom like earlier when my grandpa hit me with a car. This is a version of the movie where Marty just drones on and talks about nonsense. He just keeps on talking and doesn't stop.
In case you haven't noticed, there are flags. You'll see them again and again.
In the second movie.
And in the third movie.
Briefly, yeah, I guess. It's a triangle. I want to Photoshop something else there.
It looks more like plans for a ceiling fan.
Wouldn't that be great if he just invented a ceiling fan instead of a DeLorean that can travel through time? He's just in the 80s.
When did ceiling fans become a thing now? I gotta look it up.
I'm sure they already existed in the 50s, but he just invented like a really cool one. And see, he's surprised about it here as well.
He's less excited than he was in the future.
What do you think the battery life on the JVC camcorder from 1985 is? Because they keep using it.
Probably not this long.
I've
had a camcorder that used an actual big VHS tape, and it only lasted maybe an hour.
And I'm thinking maybe they have a way to charge it, but it would have to use like 2 jacks.
Oh, he was too late to invent the ceiling fan. It was invented in 1882.
Oh, so it would have been around in Back to the Future 3. They would have had ceiling fans.
Maybe.
He actually invented it. No, that's still too early.
Yeah, it was 1885 in the third one.
He's like, I love how he freaks out about this, but he's not freaking out about a DeLorean in his garage in the 50s or a camcorder.
And the funny thing is that gigawatt is not how you pronounce the word. I'm going to start printing off pictures of my heroes and then line them up above something.
Who are your
I don't
heroes?
I'd have to think about that.
I would just have black and white pictures of Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Crispin Glover, and Thomas F. Wilson just on my mantle.
You should throw Leah Thompson in there too.
Yeah, but I was just saying
throw in
four men.
You should throw in Leah Thompson as mom and as young Lorraine.
instead of having a mantelpiece with 4 pictures on it, I'm gonna have a wall of all of them in the different time frames in their different outfits.
Plot point.
And how many seconds?
Yeah, that's the thing that always comes to my mind.
I guess maybe a minute is good enough.
But he's got to be sitting at that spot for a minute, but also be going 88 miles an hour at the same
exact
time.
same second, yeah. You know, if the thing
He
is,
looked up at the pictures like
if
they're
he had,
staring at me.
if the lightning bolt had struck anything besides a clock that had broken and needed fixing in 30 years, or not fixing but preserving in 30 years, they would have never like had a way to do this. If they're like, that's the bank where a lightning bolt struck it, they'd be like, oh, okay. What time? Have to stand around all day trying to harness lightning.
His head's been photoshopped.
How many different pictures do you have to take? Also, why does he carry a picture of himself and his siblings around with him? I don't do that. Do you have a picture of you and
my
your brother's
family? No. Oh, let me just ride inside.
he just stepped over the, like, couldn't they walked around? Their outfits are awful. Ron Woodward for senior class.
I mean, they're making fun of somebody who looks just as dorky as they do. Okay, that one is like Mr. Strickland is a little harsh on somebody that
just got bullied in the middle of the hallway.
That's awful. So there's a line that's going to come up, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. Pep rally. Growing up, I used to call them pepper rallies.
Bulldogs versus Indians. That was still
Under
socially
the
acceptable.
sea.
He has way too many books and notebooks and papers and binders.
He's very forward though.
That was totally within earshot of Marty.
But that wasn't obvious.
Yeah, I don't know why he needed telling. Yep.
I always like that joke. There's that word again.
Oh, I don't know. I'm a weirdo.
I'm not social with anybody myself.
What kind of things do high schoolers do together? Oh, I'll never figure it out.
This part right here.
A rhythmic ceremonial ritual.
Yes.
Be there or be square, like this letters.
I can't tell if that's chocolate
The one who
milk.
liked me way more than you. It is.
It just
They're
doesn't.
all drinking chocolate
It doesn't
milk.
look chocolatey enough.
It's Ovaltine. Look at that one middle schooler behind George McFly. It's like all adults and high schoolers, and then one middle schooler in a red striped
He
shirt.
just hasn't his growth spurt yet. That's all.
He's a freshman.
No, 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 no.
Reasons? Well, that would be the nicest thing anyone's ever told you, George. I feel like no good would be a compliment compared to the things people call you. No, dude, she likes you. That seems
He's
like
trying to
lie.
encourage him. I don't know if I could do that. Rejection.
Besides, I like sci-fi more than girls. He's pretty cool. Maybe he'll ask her out. Yes, that is the sign that a girl
PG.
likes a man. Oh, you're 7 foot tall.
Oh, I'm shorter than I remembered.
Oh, that's right, Biff. You didn't get any shorter from when you were an adult. Just hanging out with my friend. Little jeersome brawling.
That guy, is he always gonna, does he have like comics in his back pocket at all times?
Which guy?
The 3D glasses man.
I think so.
I mean, there's no other,
They all read Archie.
they're either gonna be watching a 3D movie, which probably doesn't exist yet,
There was a binder under.
but most likely comics.
Nobody questions that either.
Mystery Science Theater 3, that, what?
That's what we're doing.
Kind of.
Then we'll just have to get somebody from a different planet to stop you.
Oh, only my brother's legs exist.
That would be a weird family photo. Come on, Marty. Come on, Marty's sister, who I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave's legs. Like, he
I
just.
don't know why I didn't load this up until just now.
It's a good thing they have batteries in the past. Wouldn't he just pull the headphones off immediately?
Yeah.
Isn't that a normal human reaction?
I took your mom's hair dryer.
The thing I discovered from this movie is that people in the 50s fall really easily for sci-fi references.
He wasn't at school today. I overslept
Through the whole
for 8 hours.
for the whole school time.
How long did you keep him up?
Is he just drinking
Like
a regular
30
Pepsi
minutes?
with sugar in it? What's wrong with him?
It's a Pepsi not free.
Duh, that's what a normal person would do, not be crazy and
Now, I like how he didn't know how to take off the cap back there.
yeah.
But when I grew up in the 90s, I've seen those machines and knew how to work them.
I don't think Marty drinks a lot of sodas. Or if he does, they're all diet. Like
No, I mean he's having one now. He asked for one earlier. He gets one in the second one.
No, he asked for a Pepsi free. He asked for a diet Pepsi. I'm saying he probably doesn't drink a lot of Pepsi straight up.
Oh, regular Pepsi is what you're saying.
Yeah, regular Pepsi in a
Okay.
glass bottle with
So how
sugar in.
come this place is all hip and happening now, but totally dead the previous day?
Well, I think that other day was 2 days ago, but
Hey, you
this
got
is
chocolate milk on my book.
the only thing I can think is this is directly after school, maybe
Yeah.
maybe on a Friday. The other time was maybe later in the day. I don't.
Density. What? You're making no sense.
Get this weird
Oh,
nerd away from me.
Yeah, let me look at my script again.
He's super heavy-handed.
What?
This weirdo came up and started reading from his notepad on how to date me.
Again, nobody's going to point out the weirdo with 3D glasses.
No, because his costume is perfect. Like, you wouldn't even know he was one of Biff's lackeys. He would just be another extra if he wasn't wearing the 3D glasses. He would just blend right in with every crowd.
What? He didn't stand up before? Let me halfway stand up, and then I'll start growing.
I want them to do another scene where he's like, let me put on my high heels real quick. Like, he just gets even taller. Those three are doofuses.
And his pants are wonderful. And thus, the invention of the skateboard.
Chuck Taylor's. I think they have an ad now that shows this scene in it.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
It just shows a bunch of like Chuck Taylors in movies and stuff. I think 11 from Stranger Things is in there also. Cattle Queen of Montana, now playing at the theater place. Yeah, that's socially acceptable. Just
Okay,
drive through
so
town square.
no matter how angry, I would have never done that with my car.
You're not going to take your Nissan and just drive it through town square?
Yeah.
Oh, here, let me help you pick up all these papers.
I mean, you have so many people that see you do this, you would totally get in trouble.
Again, in the 50s, you can do whatever you want.
Apparently. No, the word is manure.
If you're a big kid who's mean, you can get away with whatever you want.
They just walked outside.
Trench coat guy over there.
Hey, can you take mine off too?
Cows. That's where the manure comes from.
where does they live?
In a pasture. That camera.
The
camera's
reverse.
still going.
Yeah. No, the reverse thing is iconic too.
Who found me, Marty? Oh, a bunch of Libyan terrorists in a in a big van.
Yeah. Space-time continuum will explode.
Yeah. Fun fact, I think Marty's more afraid of Biff than of terrorists.
I like that joke. You're going to have to excuse the crudeness of the model.
I had to drink 4 cans of Pepsi to make it. time vehicle. The crude design is what he did to the DeLorean.
Yeah.
It's a big hook that catches lightning. It's ridiculous.
He didn't even make the model of the DeLorean. He just uses a normal 50s.
Well, yeah, that would have taken a while.
Yeah.
I made him.
I don't know what kind of car that is, but
So if lightning hits a clock tower and runs through a bunch of cables into the car, there's somehow it still burns out the clock, and there's no degradation to the lightning at all.
I don't know.
It retains all of the electricity.
I mean, it's not going through any resistors or anything.
Oh no, my oil rags!
Why would you not take out the trash?
Those are all wet oil rags. Like,
No, don't put more oil on it.
the most involved a scientist has ever been in any romantic relationship. Doc is more scared of a 16-year-old girl than he is of terrorists. Oh no, she's here!
Oh, come in. Marty. Kappa.
Marty Klein. Her purse is like pretty much useless. What's in there? A foot-long hot dog.
It could be a lunchbox.
My uncle, Dr. Brown. I'm Calvin Klein.
But
nah, fam.
Wait. That doesn't work. I was wondering if you would ask me.
Yeah, she just straight up asked him and tried to like play it off as him asking her.
Yeah, he really likes you.
That gross weirdo who had to read a notepad.
I'm sorry, I do not like you. We can be friends, but I don't like you. What was so hard about that?
Well, she couldn't even say it to George, and he's like a total creep.
That's all he has to do is say, I'm sorry, I think you're weird. You should go with George.
Why are both of his parents so weird? Doc was like, yeah, that was the right choice. You should have definitely said yes. Instead of being like, what the heck, no. That's why she asked me.
That's why we have to trick her.
Because she wanted to go out with you. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Good save.
Totally believable. I love how he's hanging up his underwear with his friend. That's a thing you do. He should have been cringing all the way through this idea.
Insinuate a prop.
Oh yeah, PG, by the way.
PG. I forgot.
You say words, man.
But he knew that, but he wasn't sure about what was gonna happen. But he knew that line.
Look, I'm gonna tell you the plan, but first I want you to know what you're gonna say. This.
Remember
Now.
this line.
Also, here's some money. Go get a haircut before the dance, you gross weirdo. This is why people beat you up, George. Your stupid haircut.
One giant comb over.
With all the grease.
I mean, in his defense, it was all the 50s.
Yeah. The stars.
Oh, so he's going to cover it up, but then he's going to uncover it in front of people that are walking by in the street.
They also have to run that down the road in full sight of everyone.
It was towed with the cover on.
No, I know, but later they have to drive it down the road. I mean, only briefly, but...
Yeah, well, they assume that no one's going to be there, and luckily, in this movie, no one's there.
It's because it's the 50s and all decent people go to bed at 9 o'clock. No one's up at 11 to see it or whatever it is.
I don't care what you said to me 30 minutes ago.
Dear Dr. Brown, don't get your plutonium from terrorists. Marty.
Find a different way to make a gigawatt.
Trap lightning in a bottle and use that instead. Don't try and trick terrorists. It doesn't work. P.S. What were you thinking?
So this thing, he read it anyway, but he's still going to deal with the Libyans in the future anyway. That makes no sense.
Why not set a tire spike trap or something? That would be super cool if that happened. They just
Yeah, I have a permit.
Yeah, it's called a fresh $100 bill. How would you like that? He literally bribes him.
Me.
Like it's off camera, kind of, so you don't see it. But he's.
I never really noticed that. I just
noticed
assumed
it
that he
every time.
actually went and got a permit.
No, he's totally shady. That's why he
Wow.
tricked terrorists.
I wonder if that cop later is the one that burned down the mansion. Maybe that's what happened.
Mind blown.
Theory
crafting time. Why? Why would a cop do that? It wasn't enough bribe money.
He got probably fired because I don't know, other cops figured out that he was bribed.
Oh, cops are shady all the time, though.
Oh, okay, that's true.
They do stuff like that.
Well, if he's willing to take bribes, then he's also not above, burning somebody's
Burning
house.
down someone's house for no reason.
Yeah.
What's
Exactly.
the motive?
Guilt, maybe. Yeah.
Why would Marty say that? Do you mind if we park?
Park.
He should mind if they park.
Like we can park, but then we're gonna get out and go in.
Do you mind if we park and get out of the car and go inside?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's right. He's trying to trick her.
Oh, park means something else in this
He
time.
did mean to say that. I forgot. It's a plan.
Stop drinking that Robitussin. Exactly,
NyQuil.
Robitussin. You might be drowsy.
You're my mom. Gross. That's way worse than drinking, or way better than drinking, in my opinion.
Yeah, at least you can't get
Drunk from
completely
cigarettes.
drunk and belligerent and make a fool of yourself and throw up and.
You could throw up, but why does the van just leave?
Does that mean we should all go somewhere? That was a double negative.
Don't y'all go nowhere.
Ah,
Gotta keep that clock locked up.
that clock is really protected.
He's like, come on.
Come on. PG.
Mom, why are you doing this? You're messing up the rating system.
Something like that.
Meanwhile, Marty is sneaking outside the car. I like how she now knows that something's up. Like, it doesn't make any sense that she would know.
Now, she doesn't know. It's just like something felt wrong.
I understand what they're doing here, but what I'm saying is, in this situation, the universe, I don't feel like the universe would just do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe in some instances or theories of time travel, the world should have just exploded there. Just blown up. Well, you're the one
That's a lot in 50s money.
Yeah.
That's like $9 million. See,
In his
he should have smoked
in
instead.
Marty's
It would be much
defense, he's not the one that caused him to run into the manure truck. That's debatable, but I mean,
he like aimed it.
I didn't do it.
Ooh, racial slurs. PG. Yeah, they just get. I mean, Biff's friends just get like drunk and belligerent and like hurt people, but they're worried about these guys smoking some weed.
So $300 in 1955 would be $2,712 today.
So I was off by saying 9 million, but that is
That's
a lot of
still,
money.
yeah, it's quite a bit.
I wouldn't want to pay $300.
That's why you don't drive around like that. Oh,
Her. The last word is her, George.
You forgot your line.
Look at your notepad, George. Density.
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 Just beat it. 1985.
See, that's
Close
the one
the
thing
door
that's
and
happened
beat
in
it.
this movie that proves that George is actually a good guy and not just a total loser. That he stood up for her anyway.
Yeah.
Despite that this guy's like 800 foot tall. Giant. How was he using that screwdriver that had cut his hand? Just...
Why would the keys be in your trunk?
They threw them in there with Marty.
How did that guy get his keys while they were in the car? I mean, I know it's stuff to overlook, but
the trunk was already open. Maybe the keys were in the trunk, like at the top, and when they closed the trunk, they took the keys out and.
No, there's no way to get by.
Yeah, I don't. It's really dumb.
I hit a guy.
My hand hurts. It's bleeding. The bones are broken.
Let me use this hand to help you up because the other one's. Ow! Just start kissing there.
Yeah, save us the trouble of wondering if Marty's hand's gonna disappear in the middle of a guitar solo. He's just playing the guitar with the stump.
No, spoilers.
Oh, spoilers. Wow, Dave disintegrated so fast.
Sister's
his
torso
still there.
is halfway gone.
Oh, I'm out of bribe money. Shoot, should have brought more.
Cops will be here any minute.
To burn down my mansion.
They don't play, they don't dance. If they don't dance, they don't
Kiss.
I'll let him finish it.
No, you're not history. That's the point.
You never existed.
You're unhistory.
Doo-doo-boom.
He's like, I guess that, whatever. I like how George is just plagued by bullies. Okay, so in 1 second, the rest of his sister disappeared. It took the whole movie for half of her to disappear.
I don't know.
Rick Astley is coming in here to dance with your woman.
Never gonna give you up.
And he's just fine with that. He's just like, oh, I guess I lose then. I punched the meanest bully in school, but I can't take on some redheaded punk.
Yeah, I mean, that guy was the same height.
He's like way less intimidating.
Skinnier. Drunk already. He would be easy to hit.
Okay, now Marty's all the way gone in 1 second. That was worse than the car effect from before. And then he's just like, oh, right, I'm not a total punk, and I'm not going to go out like that. George is like, I win. Kiss faster.
Oh, that worked.
The second your hand comes back, you immediately stand like upright. Start playing the guitar. It really bugs me that Crispin Glover reminds me of this guy from work who I don't like.
Probably shouldn't be saying this in the video. I don't know the likeliness of that.
I don't know if he would notice. He thinks I like him, so.
Oh, okay.
He's not gonna know that I'm talking about him.
I mean, I kind of need to ride Back to the Future, but okay.
I mean, the lightning strikes the tower at exactly 11:53 p.m.
All right, I'll do it. All right.
But I'm gonna overdo it if I do it.
The end of this song is gonna make you very uncomfortable.
Why doesn't he play Huey Lewis in the News?
That's too modern. They had to get something kind of close, something from the 60s.
So for the rest of his life, Chuck Berry thought he was a plagiarist. But it was actually a time paradox. I'm gonna fight the urge to sing a song I really like. And
I've been trying to stay away from like trying to sing along or whatever because
I really like all the songs.
What if
in this
people
film.
didn't get the whole syncing thing correctly? So.
And then we're just singing really badly and actually commentating really badly. Really? He punched a guy and they're like, you would make the perfect class president.
Oh wow, not 1960s. I thought it was much later than this. This was 1958.
So like 3 years after this song comes out. It took that guy 3 years to write this song after this moment. I guess that makes more sense, actually. If it happened like 5 years later, that'd be kind of weird.
He's starting to get
They're
weird.
Like, we don't
now.
know how to drum that fast. They're all just like, stop. Please
Now
stop.
the saxophonist was into it. Oh,
No.
now he's not.
And he's like, stop.
Okay, Marty, when all the other instruments stop, it's time to end it.
Did he think they were just going to keep up with that? Oh, I look like a weirdo now.
Okay, time for me to go back to my time.
See you old guys in the 80s. Strickland's like, that
Strickland's
was too
gonna
loud.
be the same age.
Why does Strickland not remember him?
I don't know. 30 years does a lot, I guess.
I guess so. I mean, there's always the classic question of why his parents don't remember him.
And that they named him after the weird guy. Oh, that song was interesting.
I mean, I know
maybe.
I know 30 years does a lot, but I feel like if someone looked exactly the same like that, even if he was only there for like a week, they did spend an extended amount of time with him.
Yeah.
They're like, this is too soon for this.
Bashful.
If we ever have kids, we haven't even started dating yet.
Marty. Yeah, let's name it after him.
Already thinking about kids' names, like a bunch. I guess, did people just get married after like a week in the 50s?
Maybe.
1 month later, they graduated high school and were married already. They had already been married for like
Wow, he's
10
really
days.
angry at his watch.
I love this part, though. Nope.
I had to change, and then I had to play Johnny Be Good before that. Nothing. You're just gonna be rich.
Don't worry about it.
You're gonna be perfectly fine in the future.
He never ever thought of the possibility that he would fix the problem, but create a new problem.
But it didn't create a new.
I mean,
problem.
it wasn't a problem.
It
per
is
se.
definitely an alteration.
That's what I mean.
I mean, he made a better life for himself.
Yeah.
Except the thing is, when all that changes, he's not remembered any of it.
Yeah. Also, he would be changed.
It's like,
It's not like they're gonna still have that same goofy picture. They're gonna have like a more successful.
right. But when you have more money and all the stuff in your house changes, and you're gonna have, I guess, different table manners. I'm just throwing this out as an example. And then all of a sudden, he's gonna eat normally, and they're gonna look at him like, Marty, you have better manners than that.
I'm more interested in how it doesn't affect his whole past.
Yeah,
immediately.
He doesn't remember. He's not going to remember any of his past.
He doesn't.
He remembers the old past.
He doesn't get there and remember being rich.
Not the old past, the old future in this case.
His past.
His past, yeah.
Just put it on cruise control and drive through it a couple times. Hope you hit it at the right second.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't over explain that a fourth time or a fifth time.
Why did he feel that right then in his pocket? Marty hands it to a policeman and bribes him to tell Doc in 30 years. It's really loud out here. That's how you know it's loud, because we're shouting.
No, his name is Marty.
Lightning in a can.
Is this the only movie with Great Scott, or is that an actual phrase?
I mean, they used it in all 3 movies. I don't know what you mean. I don't know if anyone in real life says that.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is that a real phrase?
Not from anyone I've ever met. But no one says that's
I'm
heavy
gonna bring
either.
it back. I'm gonna say Great Scott
I'm gonna
all
say
the time.
That's so heavy, man.
That's
'Cause
heavy.
no one talks like that.
And then I'm gonna say, there's that term again. Something wrong with the gravitational.
He was scared of a non-moving statue that stood exactly where it was. Don't fall off the clock tower like an idiot or anything.
But if you do, make it look cool like zip line or something.
Yeah. This is a bad time. I'm standing really high on lightning storms.
You know what they should have done is have
Mail me a letter. What should they have done?
Dr. Brown should have pulled out 2 cans and a string from his pockets and threw one of the cans down.
What did you say?
This'll totally work.
Marty just pulls out a megaphone. This is from the future. It's called a megaphone.
Old little kids' scientific experiments work.
Purple DeLorean.
That's from that motel.
Yeah, I know. I know it wasn't really the color of the car. They didn't just...
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't a giant continuity error. They just made a purple DeLorean in one shot. Yeah, we just decided to paint this car in the middle of the movie.
Plug it in, plug it in. Yeah.
Don't plumb it to your death.
Glade has never been more of an issue to plug in than now.
That would be the worst place to plug in a Glade outlet thing.
I'm gonna make this town smell good. But at what cost?
Gotta hook up the lightning hook. Chunk. Lightning hook plugged in. I love this music. Oh, that's right.
Light bulb.
How about go back way earlier?
Yeah. Press random numbers. The last number he put is 8, so how does that equivalent to 24?
It was an adding machine. It's not really a keypad. You have to add up the date you want.
Doc was working on the car again.
It's a really
He used the same shoddy pinball machine parts.
He filled the gas tank up with sugar water.
Threw a banana in the exhaust pipe. These are all like,
He's like
50s college pranks.
Thank goodness it snagged his pants. This is actually a really terribly executed plan. They just get lucky a lot.
Yeah. That's what these movies are all about, and that's why they're it's action adventure / comedy.
Well, yeah, it's like they have a plan though, and the actual core of the plan works, but they just execute it so poorly and then get lucky on top of that. Like,
yeah.
If they could execute the plan flawlessly, it would have worked anyway.
Oh man, I just got these from JCPenney. Gotta go see my tailor again.
Another clock?
You can't get away from them. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Of course, the horn.
He changed... Doc changed it around so that the ignition is now in the horn. You have to hit your head on the horn for the ignition.
Everybody knows that the horn is what causes cars to
turn over, yeah.
Yeah.
Need an extension cord, bud.
The first thing I would have done was to remove that
Tree.
tree limb from the. Think about what caused it to fall in the first place.
Yeah, me. That's exactly.
I do really like that scream.
That's my reaction. If I was trying to do something and I was met with this much adversity, I'd be like, ah.
3305.
Plugged it in.
Now I need to do the other end.
I have this all of a sudden.
Well,
He's so sweaty from just
that's
driving.
part of the cable, so he bundled up so it wouldn't unplug that end.
That was a risky move. Because what if something went wrong? I'm glad the LED lights come on whenever it hits 88 miles an hour. It's a good design choice. Perfect timing, guys.
Oh, he left the hook in the past. Oh, how is he going to get back to the
What?
How is he going to get back to the past from the future now without the hook?
Probably plutonium.
Oh, okay.
They've got 2 crates of it back in the future. Now, Doc, I just want you to stand here until the end of the next movie, okay?
I'm just trying to add to the confusion.
Just stand here until the... I just figured that was a broken cable this whole time, but I guess that is the hook.
Yep, I did something today.
Bribed a policeman, and from there everything was easy.
I didn't think that would actually work.
Social services building.
Now, the way they framed that
They didn't
cut from 1955 to 1985, I was like, sometimes when I watch this, I'm like, how did a helicopter get there in 1955? I know they had helicopters, but they didn't have helicopters that looked like that.
Yeah. It also wasn't raining. But I guess it wasn't raining in 1955, though. There's an implication in this movie that man was the old mayor.
Really?
Yes.
I never thought about that.
His name is Red, and the former mayor's name was Red.
Wow.
And they look kind of similar. Thank goodness I'm back in the dirty movie theater part of town. Rated PG.
Oh, no, honk your horn, honk your horn.
We all know the starter's in the horn. That's how DeLoreans work. If you ever drove a DeLorean, you would know that. Yes, now run on foot. That'll be so much faster. Maybe steal a car from Statler Toyota.
Clothes time. The continuity on the actual clocks, though, are pretty good, though.
Yeah, since
So
clocks are a big main thing in this movie.
He arrived at like
1:19
in the start of the movie. Now it's 1:33.
Or maybe 1:16.
1:16.
Something like that, because there's some kind of conspiracy that that this whole movie is, and the subsequent movies are predicting 9/11. So like right when he gets to the place originally, it's
okay, that's a little too much for a fan theory.
It's like a 3-part, hour-long
really
video on YouTube. Yeah.
Now mine, the ones that we were coming up with, the cop burning down the Brown Mansion. I'm just joking at that point.
The bazooka must have hit. That's what they're thinking. They're like, something worked. You just combusted into thin air.
I accidentally shot a ray gun instead.
Our machine guns don't work, but we have alien ray guns. Yes, that's why he's not bleeding with 6 open chest wounds.
How's your day been? Oh,
I guess so.
he looks surprised about it.
He's been surprised all day long. It's like the time travel machine worked, even though I saw it in the past.
Oh yeah, so it does make sense. He'd be surprised that a bulletproof chest,
Bulletproof chest,
a bulletproof vest worked.
I'd like to think that he invented a human biological implant called a bulletproof chest.
It's a backup in case the bulletproof vest didn't work.
I mean, I've been surprised ever since that cop burned down my house.
Yeah.
Everything is surprising now.
Who needs 6 trash cans?
Also, they still live in the same house. But they're rich.
But the house on the inside is way better.
Yeah. They don't use TVs to hold up TVs anymore.
Yeah. The funny thing is that he goes to bed not noticing anything until the morning.
It's dark inside.
Maybe. They didn't have cell phones to light your path.
Well, most people, I feel like at night, just walk through their house in the dark.
And stub their toes.
Also, I feel like he probably doesn't want to turn on any lights because it would wake up his parents, and he's up at 3 a.m. Like, just hanging out. I like how he immediately went. He was just like, yeah.
The noise would have woken up so many people.
Like, this wasn't a terrible plan. Nothing bad happened. We're just going to go straight to the future.
Pepsi free.
Also, his room is in the exact same state. Like, because surely he would have noticed anything up in his own bedroom. He's got the same picture hanging up on the wall that he had in his wallet.
They couldn't. Yeah, you see that at the start of the movie, too.
Isn't that door different?
What? Did you guys, like, reorganize the living room overnight?
Even his family, like, even his siblings are more successful as a result of his parents' success.
Yeah. Now the only one not successful is Marty himself.
Maybe they wouldn't notice his table manners. He still decorates his bedroom the same. No.
Yeah. Where are the peanut brittle O's? I'm hungry.
Did Dad leave the peanut brittle out again? He probably went stale.
I'm drunk.
Just like you looked in the 50s. I don't understand why she's cool now. I understand why they're rich, but what changed her from being a total mom into being a cool mom?
Yeah, unsuccessful Biff.
Because he got punched once.
I mean, he does have his own business, at least. Or I'll punch you in the face again. Remember 1955?
Remember 30 years ago when I decked you, Biff? Yeah.
It wasn't for his fat lip. bloody lip.
I don't like that he said that. If it wasn't for Biff doing morally questionable things to my future wife, we never would have met.
Punching him in the face. Like, I wouldn't be involved with him at all.
Why does Marty get a truck and the other kids just have to share that car with their parents?
Yeah.
They're older.
No, the thing I was going to say is, like, I wouldn't have associated myself with somebody who, was like trying to fill up my wife before she was my wife. I was like, let's just use a different car waxing service other than Biff.
Maybe he's the only one in Hill Valley.
Yeah. So the interesting thing about this scene is that it was all redone in 2.
Reshot completely.
And we'll see that. We'll talk more about it in 2 for sure. Oh, wow.
Doc, he has no regard for trash bins.
It looked like a different guy, really, though, that pulled up.
Probably was a stunt driver. Specifically hired to run into trash bins. Oh, man, I bet they had to rearrange all that trash exactly the same.
Did they have hand sanitizer in the future, too? Because I don't want you to touch me with those, Doc.
Put them there, Marty. I just got here last night. Can you let me be rich for a minute, Doc?
Yeah.
Let me drive my cool truck around or something? Can't we wait to time travel? Like, can it wait? He's got such a sense of urgency about it, but it's,
So, yeah.
He can literally do it anytime.
Yeah, Back to the Future 2. Something about kids.
They made this whole scene as like a joke.
They
never planned on doing a second movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they had to really ride it around this?
Yeah, that's why they knocked Jennifer out immediately in the second movie.
Why did they do that?
Because they thought the movie would be better without her in it.
So they just replaced her altogether?
Yeah, they wanted to follow up, so they had to have her in it. So they recast her and then knocked her unconscious.
Makes sense. But it is one of the better recasting in movies. You don't really notice it that well.
Yeah. I mean, basically, because the way they ended it, even though they ended it as a kind of a joke, they did set up a sequel.
Yeah.
So they had to go with it. But they wish they hadn't ended the first movie that way.
Yeah.
Oh, Dangerous Bob.
Dangerous Bob.
That was graffiti. He's a real person.
Wow.
I'm glad I noticed that.
Something to add to your repertoire of what you know about Back to the Future. And on that note, we're going to end with some more Huey Lewis in the news. And we'll be back for more movie syncs in the future. Again, thanks for being on with me, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Hey, we'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye, folks.